Hello everybody, I am the Craftacular creator and today I am sharing a process video for Craft Roulette episode 165. The parameters for this episode are on the screen and this week we have a sketch. This week's card idea was inspired by a card that I have already made before. With this card in mind, I sketched out my idea. I used the Rabbit Hole Designs Wonderland stamp set. I love the cartoon style of these stamps and I think that the rabbit also looks like he is in a flap for being late. I pick my Copics with a winter colour palette in mind. Teals and blues feature heavily and then I have a little yellow to bring some coziness into a cold day. This week I have been thinking about how to improve my videos. I've been making them for just over a month now and I've decided to give myself a bit of an evaluation. I think one of the main things I wanted to improve was how I displayed my Copic colours on screen. So this week I've used my notepad and drawn a small square and labelled it cap. Self-explanatory really, this is where I'm going to place the cap of the pen that I use when I colour. This way it is clear when I change them and gives more insight into the shading process that I use. Please let me know what you think. Also, while I'm asking for feedback, is there anything else you would like to see in my videos? Once my images are coloured, I work on my background as I want to give this a little drying time. I use a wonky tiled stencil. Unfortunately, I am unsure of the brand name of it. And Distress Oxide in Black Soot. And also my favourite ink pouncers from Picket Fence Studios. They are perfect for intricate stencils like this. I happily pounce away, even swapping hands as I go. Just look at those beautifully crisp white lines. I loved stenciling before, but with a few good tools, I now love it even more. For an additional flap on the card, I used the Longthorn Shut the Front Door die in Longthorn wood grain cardstock to make a door for the doorknob and the rabbit to be hiding behind. I reinforced the score line with a bone folder so that it folds nicely. For the rabbit's background, I choose to use a piece of 6x6 paper from Kindred Stamps Time for Tea. It is decorated with clocks and I think it's perfect for this card. I attach the door to the paper with Longthorn 1/8 double-sided adhesive and then trim away the excess. And then I attached the rabbit using liquid glue. Did you notice the wardrobe change for the rabbit? He is now wearing a red jacket, and I am justifying this as part of the winter palette by saying that we get red noses when we are cold in the winter. It was niggling away at me that the rabbit wears a red jacket and I couldn't defer from this. I am a stickler for details in my own crafting. It's a good job these colour parameters are a little more open to interpretation for now. Before I go on, it's time for a special announcement. The Craftacular creator, that is me, Vicky Rooter, will be appearing as a special guest on Craft Roulette on their YouTube channel on 30th of June 2023. This will air at 6:30 p.m. Central Time in the US or 12:30 a.m. in the UK on July the 1st. But what is Craft Roulette, I hear you ask? Craft Roulette is the ultimate paper crafting game show challenge where the goal is to complete a project that has been randomly selected by the spin of a wheel. There are 4 categories to spin for: project, colour, element and random. Guest crafters and craftettes make a card project live on the show alongside Mary Gunfun, the intrepid hostess. Guests will also answer questions and talk about their own personal crafting journeys. The question is, will I be Team Purple or Team Orange? Tune in to find out. So as this is episode 165 and I will be a guest crafter on episode 170, it's time to say yippee! It won't be long now. As you may have seen just there, I originally stamped the sentiment, every adventure requires a first step. This is from the Love from Lizzie Wonderland range. But then I decided to use a different one. This is my dream and I'll decide where to go from here. I thought this would suit Alice with her massive key. Time for assembly. I use a mixture of foam squares and liquid glue for my images. I wanted to embellish a little too, so I added heart sequins to the top windows in the door. I also added a clay playing card to the rabbit's sign, the Ace of Hearts of course, as we know he is in a flap about being late to see the Queen of Hearts. This was a little off screen though, but you will see it shortly. It's done and I like it, or more famously known as TADA! I have now made a hat trick, or should I call this a Mad Hatter's trick of Wonderland themed cards. This is 3 in a row for those who are not familiar with the sporty terminology. Will there be a 4th? Tune in to find out next week. Thank you so much for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe. It would mean the world to me. Ta-ta for now everyone, take care, and I will be back soon.